Open line, we call this last call. End the week. It's been a good week this week. We welcome your phone calls and your text messages. 805-543-8830. 800-549-5832. Whatever's on your mind, just check in with us. Eric is up in North County on KVEC. Hey, Eric.
Hey, how you doing, Dave?
We're good, sir. How are you?
I'm good. Your last caller, I got this fledgling consulting business, and I got an immediate call from Heidi Harmon. She's running.
Really?
She has to put up the fight against Jeff, and she's not going to let the city fall on the progressive side, and she just talked me into it. I changed all my ways.
Craig, can you believe this? Heidi Harmon is going to run for mayor just to stop Jeff Specht from winning in a landslide. Wow.
I would be careful. Somebody just lost $40 million making claims that weren't true. So you might want to...
All I know is what Eric is telling me.
Yeah. You might not want to push that information.
My consulting business is non-existent in the political realm, so, but yeah.
Well, but there might be something to this, because there was a photo of Heidi Harmon on Instagram, I don't know, 5 weeks ago, where she is like, stay tuned for a big announcement.
Yeah, I had heard rumor about 2 months ago, maybe a little longer ago, that she might run for council. I didn't know whether, it was a pure rumor. So, it makes you wonder. And if she has a big announcement, maybe she is, or maybe she's going on to bigger and better things. I don't know.
And just to assuage Craig's concerns, let's label this phone call as satire.
It is definitely satire. I mean, I went to Spechtsolutions, and it was all Heidi Harmon all the time. And I thought it was interesting. But, no, Jeff's a great guy. I'm just giving him a hard time. So, 100% satire. I just thought I'd call in and have a little fun on Friday. It's been a long week, so.
It has indeed. And if he is running for mayor, he's a public figure. So.
He is, yeah.
He better get used to this, and just imagine what it's going to be like when he becomes a supervisor, and it'll become intolerable when he goes to Congress. Oh, Lord.
Right, yeah. I mean, you start by defeating Harmon, and then you move on to Don Ortiz.
That's right.
This is a power grab by the Republican Party, I think, but we'll see what happens.
Oh, I'm getting a staph infection. All right. We've caused enough trouble. Thank you, Eric. Lord. You'll be pleased to know, Craig, that Lynn texted in that this is the first time listening to you that she's laughed since noon when she had to say goodbye to her dog.
Oh, okay. So good to know.
805-543-8830, 800-549-5832 for our open line. Let's check in with Garth on KVEC. Hey, Garth.
Hey, David. Hi, Craig.
Garth, hey.
I'm going to run for vice mayor. I think that's the position for me.
Go for it. Go for it.
I'm going to talk to Jeff about that and see if he wins. If he can appoint me vice mayor, then I think
you guys will make a good. You guys can make a good team.
It's about balance.
Yeah,
that's right.
As far as the rock thing, the lady climbing the rock, I'm surprised it was only a $500 fine. I'm surprised because I know it used to be an immediate arrest plus a huge fine. It used to be a peregrine falcon sanctuary. I don't know if
it still is. It used to be a $500 fine. I don't know what it is today.
Yeah. Well, it used to be an arrest, immediate arrest. So.
Craig, you're saying she was cited? She was cited?
Yeah, as soon as she got down, she was cited.
Well, they probably don't want to arrest her because of COVID. They're trying not to arrest too many people. Seriously.
Right.
I don't know.
Well, my rock climbing, we're talking about getting back down, and my rock climbing experience, it is much harder to go down a rock than to go up a rock.
Yes.
In my little bit of free climbing in the past. So I want to thank you. You gave me a little homework assignment last night, and I did some research on the Uyghur population, and anyway.
And what do you think?
That's what I did.
What do you think?
Well, what I found, I bypassed the major U.S. media and went to other media sources, and what I found is, it's been favored in the Western media that that China has had an alleged genocide against the Uyghur population. The origins of that story are unclear, but a lot of it has been attributed to the work of the Newton Institute for Strategic Policy, and I'm going to have to research them more because I'm not familiar with them, and also a German propagandist who worked for a anti-Chinese organization based in the United States and the CIA. So, some of the stats just don't match up with persecution of the Uyghurs. They said they were forcefully sterilizing them. The Uyghurs are 99% of the region of Xinjiang population. There's over 25 million there, and so basically, from my research is, a lot of this is just allegation. The allegations where women were forcibly sterilized, and the alleged policy was to eliminate the population, but the statistics show that the population had actually grown from 5 million to over 12 million in the last 30 years.
You don't think the Uyghurs are being mistreated? You think that this is some kind of biased reporting?
I do, yes, I do. And a lot of the coverage in the Western media has been very biased and untruthful about the entire Chinese invasion of Tibet, and that could be a show in itself.
Yeah, sure, but how do you know?
The Dalai Lama was actually on the CIA payroll.
You said that last night. So how do you know?
Friends with George Bush.
Yeah, okay. But how do you know the sources you're quoting aren't biased?
Well, because I know the bias of Western media, and I know the Western media's history of anti-China reporting. So through my critical thinking, which you used to teach that, I think, right?
But how do you? How do you know that your sources aren't biased? How do you know your sources aren't biased?
I compare sources, but I know anything coming from, sources that are connected with, corporate news in the United States, and, you have to take it with a grain of salt. I mean, there's no question that there's, an anti-Chinese slant to all Western media. And that's been going on for a long time now.
Let me go to Craig. Craig, you're listening to this.
Yeah.
Am I missing something?
No. Garth read this in the China Times, and according to the Chinese government, they're not doing anything wrong. So I'm sure it's 100% legit.
Well, one of the sources, I'll give you one of the sources, is called the dissident voice. And dissident means people that don't go with the established, the establishment and seek out things on their own. Another is an article by a man named Felix Apt. I think that's how you pronounce it. So those are two sources. But anyway, I'm not going to try to convince you on the so-called line, but, research it yourself, and, it might make an interesting show. I do want to say I'm happy, Dave, that you agree that Viktor Orban's a wacko.
Yeah.
I'm pleased that you mentioned that. I didn't get a chance to hear Dr. Armstead's, I just heard bits and pieces because I was going back and forth from the factory. But
podcast will be up shortly.
I did hear you say that. Yeah, I'll listen to the podcast. And I did hear you say that, so that I was happy with that because he's a wacko. Definitely. Not Armstead, I'm saying Orban. Viktor Orban. I hadn't known much about him, and I actually started researching him earlier today. And wow. But it's really scary how the conservatives in this country are aligning themselves with his beliefs, and I think that's quite distressing.
Could be up upcoming segments. Yep. All right, guys. Yeah. Have a good weekend.
All right. Have a good weekend.
Check it out. We'll come back for a final segment on AM 920 FM 96.5 News Talk KVEC. All right, Craig Hill has 13 minutes to go before his vacation begins.
Yep.
Heading to the beach.
Yep, having fun. Spending time with the family.
I'd kill to be going on vacation for a week. And I just got back from
You go on vacation all the time. I don't understand how much vacation time you have. Is it like a month and a half?
I get the same vacation time you do. We get what do we get? We get 6.5 hours a paycheck when you're full time.
Yeah, but I don't understand because you're gone. I think you're like Johnny Carson. You do 3 shows a week.
Yeah, you're crazy. I went to Charleston to get my 50th state in May of 2021. And what I did last month was the first time I had taken an entire week off since pre-COVID. Because in March of 2020, we were trying to do the Arizona up to Utah and Zion, and we got snowed out. We only halfway, we had to come back, and then COVID set in. So we didn't go anywhere.
I haven't